How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today, I'm going to talk about how you can tell if someone is rich or not. Most of the time, you just kind of want to know. You're just a little bit nosy, or maybe if you are a gold digger, then yeah, this might be helpful to find out. Today, I'm going to go over 10 signs that may indicate their wealth. Keep in mind that not one single trait would definitively say that they are rich, but rather a combination of these would probably indicate a higher chance that they are really rich. This video is brought to you by Weeble. You can get 2 free shares of stock valued between $1,100 and $2,300 just for depositing 1 penny. The $5 of free Shiba Inu you can get just for trading $1 worth of cryptocurrency. If you like this account, you can get $75 worth of additional bonus if you transfer in $2,000 for a brokerage account and $5,000 for an IRA. Not many people will know this, but Weeble also supports fractional share buying. So if you have a really expensive share like Tesla, which is $1,100, and you can only invest, let's say $200, then you can still sign up for Weeble and buy part of the Tesla share. Sometimes you get investment ideas outside of the normal trading hours. Instead of restricting yourself to trade between 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m., imagine widening this so that you can trade between 4 a.m. and 8 p.m. instead. Many brokerages would charge you to do this extended trading, but Weeble, it's free. If you sign up for this and do the crypto trading, you're guaranteed to receive at least $16 of value here. If you guys are interested in this, check out my referral link down in the video description below. What are the obvious things that someone is rich? They may have a very nice house, a nice car, a nice handbag or jewelry or watch or whatnot. But most of these things could actually be purchased on credit. Even for a nice house, you could be renting this, so you don't really know for sure. The more subtle signs that someone is rich could very well be if they have very clear skin, very nice white teeth, because after all, you have to eat well, and in order to get nice white teeth or straight teeth, you have to pay a lot to the dentist. Eating well is actually not that cheap. All the organic stuff, they're quite expensive. You know what's cheap though is if you buy fast food. It's like $1 or $2 and you fill up your stomach already. They order appetizers and drinks all the time, and when they go to a restaurant, they don't even look at the price. This may indicate they are very wealthy because after all, a meal may cost very little compared to their entire net worth. They buy ski season passes. Have you seen how expensive they are? You know what's even more expensive? If you stay at the ski resort at the ski place. If they go to those, yeah, they're pretty wealthy. If they do leisurely activities during the weekday, this is a really big indicator because most people have to work full time. Think of reading a book in the afternoon at a park or other leisurely activities like surfing during the weekday. Again, this is an indicator. It could also indicate they are unemployed. So you have to take a bunch of these indicators together to see if they are really wealthy. One thing I've noticed with wealthier people is that they tend to integrate more swearing into their vocabulary. Here's a swearing versus income chart. The lower income you are, the more you tend to swear. But then as you become more educated or like middle class educated, then you tone down your swearing quite a bit. If you get really wealthy, you have a disregard for swearing, I guess. You want to express yourself more, express your anger. You probably have to combine this with a choice of words. So if you swear along with using high vocabulary, then oh, okay, yeah, this person definitely is rich. If they spend money in order to save time, I think this is a huge indicator. Why? Because the more you spend in order to save, let's say 1 hour of time, the more you value your time. Usually, however much you value your time corresponds to how much it really actually is worth, or it's going to be worth. You're willing to spend $50 to save 1 hour of your time to maybe have someone mow the lawn instead. But then you have this really wealthy person that goes, okay, I'm gonna spend $500 in order to save 1 hour of my time. Maybe they don't want to spend 1 hour of their time hunting around for a cheaper flight because this 1 hour of time is more important to them. They can use this 1 hour of time to earn way more than $500. So why spend that time hunting around doing all these airfare tips and tricks type of thing? Poor people want to look rich, and the way to do this is to buy luxury goods with a big fat logo on the front. On the surface, it probably works for most people. If you wear brand name stuff, other people recognize it and then treat you better accordingly because they think you're rich. But actual rich people are more subtle than this. Yes, they can afford the luxury goods, so they will buy the luxury goods, but they don't want to flash it around. So they're gonna buy more subtle things that does not actually have the logos splayed everywhere. If you are a rich person, well versed in certain brands, then you're gonna still recognize those items as luxury goods still, even with all those logos hidden. I would say rich people probably don't want the attention. They don't want to get robbed. If you forget Paychecks, this this is a huge indicator as well, because most people are living paycheck to paycheck. If you are able to forget 1 or 3 paychecks, they just kind of pile up in your drawer. Of course, these days people don't forget paychecks, they just do direct deposit, right? But if you just don't really keep track, you're just working there just for the fun of it, then yeah, you probably are pretty rich. If a person ever gives any indication that they're like, oh, what? We're getting paid? They don't keep track of when they get paid? Well, this is a huge indicator they may be rich. If you are never working, it's like you don't know what they actually do. They're just on Instagram, they're just having fun all the time. Throughout the year, they are probably rich. But you have to be careful of this, because some people on Instagram, they would try to collect a bunch of photos from one single thing that they did on a weekend somewhere, and then they slowly trickle out all these pictures, making it seem like they are on vacation nonstop. So you really have to observe whatever they do. They are locationally different from week to week, indicating that they are indeed going from one place to another. Doing this takes a lot of money. So if they're able to do this, then okay, well, they're probably pretty well off. Sometimes you might hang out with other people and you might be doing something very expensive to you. So it might be kind of like a special occasion type thing. If you're eating king crab, caviar, Kobe beef or whatnot, and they are not just floored by how good it tastes, in other words, they've had it multiple times before, that's another indicator that they may be very wealthy. Another one is if you have no case on your phone. Are you a no case type of person? It's either that you are crazy, you like to live life on the edge, or you are rich. You might really want to use a particular phone with its original design intent, because when you add a case to it, it might just be a little bulkier. You never see the true colors of how beautiful it is sometimes. But for a really wealthy person, you might just have this thing. Okay, if it breaks, it breaks. You can just repair it for a couple $100. It's no big deal. So if you have that kind of mentality, yeah, you're probably rich. You can afford a few $100s just playing around. Another indicator is if you are almost excessively polite. If you are poor, you don't have time. You are rushing back and forth between work. You don't have time to be polite. But when you're rich and you have a lot of time, you just kind of stroll around and everything is great. Of course, you're in a good mood. But if you're looking for your next paycheck, you are in debt, it's kind of stressful. And then it just kind of comes out that way. Perhaps this Parasite movie quote explains it best. When you're rich, it's much easier to be generous. I really think this is true. Of course, on any single instance, you could very well have someone that's very nice. They just happen to be in a very good mood, but they're not wealthy. But all of this is always kind of like a generality. It's not always true, but it's generally true. And if you add it in with all these other indicators, then you can go, oh yeah, this person, you know, I'm like 99.9% sure they are pretty well off. If you fly everywhere with very short notice, especially maybe you have rich relatives and they do this on a dime, maybe there's a wedding, funeral, or something happen, right? And then they fly across the world. If they look well rested, that's probably because they flew first class and they slept on the plane. Short notice airfare, and especially first class short notice airfare, are very expensive, like 10, 20K. And if you can afford this, yeah, you are pretty wealthy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sometimes you're just nosy. You want to know if they are wealthy or not. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe for more.